Do you have someone special in your life whose absence has left a void that feels impossible to fill? Do you find yourself struggling to navigate the world without their guiding presence? Are you searching for ways to honor their memory while finding the strength to move forward? It was a place where he had spent countless hours tending to his beloved garden, nurturing each plant with unwavering care. Alongside him in this little slice of paradise was his wife, June, the love of his life. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months, yet the pain of separation only her smiling face, radiant and full of life, stared back at him, jolting him out of his self-imposed exile. As he gazed at the photograph, a wave of emotion washed over him. As the days passed, the garden slowly came back to life. Robert planted seeds, watered the soil, and watched with satisfaction as tiny green shoots emerged. It was a therapeutic process, a way for him to channel his grief into creation. Each weed he pulled, each plant he nurtured, brought him one step closer to healing. The garden became a place where he could connect with nature, with his community, and most importantly, with his own healing. We hope you enjoyed this touching narrative that explores themes of love, loss, healing, and the enduring power of the human spirit. Thank you for joining us on this emotional journey. And if you found inspiration or solace in this story, we invite you to share your thoughts and reflections in the comments below. Your comments have the power to uplift and inspire others who may be going through similar experiences. So don't hesitate to share your stories, insights, or words of encouragement. Let us and the world know the impact this tale has had on you. Together, we can create a supportive community where shared experiences bring us closer and remind us that we are not alone in our struggles. It was a testament to the human spirit's ability to persevere and the power of love to sustain and heal. Robert understood that while grief may never fully leave him, it didn't have to define him. He had found a way to honor June's memory while embracing the beauty of a new day. And as he stood in the midst of his blooming garden, he knew that June would have been proud. The garden became a symbol of hope, reminding everyone who entered its gates that even in the darkest of times, life, like nature, had the remarkable ability to heal and renew itself. The physical exertion was a welcome distraction, and the beauty that emerged from the soil nourished his soul. Robert found solace in the routine, in the predictability of nature's cycles. He tended to the garden daily, and as it grew, so did his spirits. The garden became his therapy, his connection to the natural world, and most importantly, a living memorial to his beloved. June remembered their first date, their wedding day, and all the milestones they had shared. They started bringing him tools, seeds, and seedlings, recognizing that they were helping him heal. Mark, who had been worried about his father's well-being, began spending more time with him. They worked side by side, planting and weeding, their silence comfortable and bonding. The garden became a bridge between generations, fostering a deeper connection between father and son. It was as if the soil itself was healing old wounds, nurturing not just plants, but relationships as well. Soon, what started as Robert's personal journey became a community effort. It reminded him of a similar sunflower June had planted years ago. The sight brought a smile to his face and a warmth to his heart. It was a moment of pure joy, a reminder of the beauty that could emerge even in the most unexpected places. Robert realized that life, like his garden, had the power to surprise and heal. The once neglected garden was now a shared project, bringing people together. Children stopped by to water plants, exchanging laughter and stories. Robert shared his knowledge, teaching them about nature and the healing power of the earth. The garden became a place of learning, of growth, and most significantly, of community. In that moment, something shifted within him. It was a small flicker of hope amidst the darkness, a tiny ember that refused to be extinguished. Robert realized that while the pain of losing June would forever be a part of him, he couldn't let it consume him entirely. He owed it to her, to their shared history, and most importantly, to himself. The joyous memories he had cherished began to feel like distant echoes, and the prospect of facing another day without June seemed unbearable. The house that had once been a sanctuary of love became a tomb of memories, and Robert found himself retreating further into his own despair. He stopped speaking to his family, shunning their calls and isolating himself from the world. It was as if the very walls of his home were closing in on him, suffocating him with the weight of his grief. She was his best friend, his confidant, and together they had created a haven of love and laughter within the four walls of their home. Their bond was unbreakable, a testament to the enduring power of true love. But fate, as it often does, had a cruel twist in store. He took the first step outside his home in what felt like an eternity. The world seemed different, muted and lacking in color, but with each step he took, the world began to come alive again. The birds singing in the trees, the gentle rustle of the wind through the leaves, and the warmth of the sun on his skin. All these simple pleasures he had taken for granted were now a source of solace and healing. And as he continued his journey outside, his eyes fell upon his backyard, specifically the overgrown garden. It was a tangle of weeds and vines, a far cry from the vibrant oasis it once was. But in that moment, Robert saw not just a garden, but an opportunity for renewal. If so, then the profound tale we're about to share will resonate deeply with your soul. Join us as we delve into a story that explores the depths of grief, the resilience of the human spirit, and the transformative power of love. Once upon a time, in a peaceful neighborhood nestled in the heart of America, there lived a man named Robert Davis, affectionately known as Grandpa by those who knew him. He was a man of few words, but his actions spoke volumes about his kindness and warmth. Robert was a retired carpenter, and the tools of his trade were his most prized possessions. For him, each tool had a story to tell, a history of creation and craftsmanship that echoed with memories of a life well lived. But as the years went by, his health began to fail, and his eyesight dimmed, forcing him to hang up his toolbox. Still, his hands, though weathered and worn, bore witness to a lifetime of hard work and dedication. Robert resided in a modest yet cozy home surrounded by a sprawling backyard that had once been his pride and joy. As the seasons changed, so did June's health. She fell ill, and despite Robert's devoted care and the best efforts of modern medicine, she succumbed to the relentless grip of the illness. The world as Robert knew it shattered into a million pieces, leaving him lost and heartbroken. With June's passing, the vibrancy that had once filled Robert's life seemed to fade away. The once meticulously maintained garden became a tangled mess, mirroring the turmoil in his own heart. The cheerful laughter that had echoed through the house was replaced by an unsettling silence, broken only by the ticking of the clock, which served as a constant reminder of the emptiness that now surrounded him. In the aftermath of his wife's death, Robert found himself grappling with an overwhelming sense of loneliness. One morning, amidst the chaos of his thoughts, Robert stumbled upon a forgotten photo of him and June in their younger years. With newfound determination, Robert decided to break free from the shackles of his grief. He began to clear the weeds and debris, his hands working instinctively, as if guided by an unseen force. But Robert's efforts didn't go unnoticed. His neighbors, touched by his dedication and resilience, began to take notice. As the garden flourished, so did Robert's relationship with his son, Mark. One day, Robert spotted a small sunflower pushing through the weeds. Its bright yellow petals reaching for the sun seemed like a beacon of hope. From then on, Robert continued to tend to his garden, finding solace in the rhythm of the seasons. And that's the end of our story.